Hi everybody. Today we are going to make a lava lamp and talk about the reaction that's happening in the process. Just a quick introduction here. We know that reactions only occur until one of the reactants runs out. So that is referred to as the limiting reactant. In this experiment, we will identify what reaction is occurring and what the limiting reactant is. We'll be using a do-it-yourself lava lamp video as a guide on YouTube. And basically, just in general, lava lamps usually work by heating up the wax in a clear liquid, which changes the density of the wax and makes it rise and fall. The heating of that is usually the reason none of our parents wanted us to have these as kids, because we'd leave them plugged in and forget about them. We're going to make a kind of a safer version of a lava lamp today using an Alka-Seltzer tablet. Few things that you need: food coloring, a clear glass jar with a lid. I'm actually going to use a plastic bottle. That's all I have at the moment. Alka-Seltzer tablets, and some vegetable oils. So we've got all of those here. Our procedure is we're going to take this clean, clear plastic bottle and we're going to fill it about a fourth of the way with water. We're trying not to spill too much of it. And then we're going to fill about another 3/4 with oil, but we're going to leave some space at the top. We'll call that good. And then we'll add 8 to 10 drops of our food coloring. I'm really hoping that this works okay because the only food coloring I could find at the store was gel. So I'm hoping that it doesn't impact our reaction, but it may. So let's do... And that's kind of clear. That's kind of hard to see. I'm going to use a different color. How about dark blue? And I'm trying to do this in drops, but I'm not sure we're going to have the same results as we would if we had liquid. So then we're going to break our Alka-Seltzer tablet into a few pieces and drop it into the top of the container. And they say that you can use more than one, but they want you to put them in one at a time. So I'm just going to break this in there. And it says that the effect will last about 5 to 10 minutes per tablet. So it's still working even though my gel food coloring was kind of questionable there for a moment, but we're getting that effect. So what's going on here? Basically oil floats on the surface because the water is denser than the oil is. So the water and the food coloring are both polar molecules. So they're strongly attracted to each other. The oil molecules are not polar, and so they're not going to mix with our water or our food coloring. So the Alka-Seltzer tablet reacts with the water to make these bubbles, and what we're creating is carbon dioxide gas. And these bubbles attach themselves to the blobs of the colored water and cause them to float to the surface. So that was the effect that we were getting. Now it's dying out already to some degree, probably due to the type of food coloring. Basically the reaction we have going on here is an endothermic chemical reaction creating carbon dioxide, and the Alka-Seltzer tablet is going to be completely consumed and the chemical reaction then stops. And that means that our Alka-Seltzer tablet is our limiting reactant. So just a couple things that may have impacted my results here. As I discussed, the food coloring was gel, not liquid, as we usually see. Also, I don't know if having a plastic container versus a glass one makes any difference. It certainly may have. And then also the temperature of the water, there was no specification of what temperature of water to use. So I used just kind of a room temperature water. I don't know if maybe hot water would work, probably not as well. Maybe cold water would work better. Those are things we could certainly continue to look into and kind of play around with. So that's our experiment for the week. Thank you.